is the 1 minute chart. So the question on the 1 minute chart is, was there any signals to go long, you know, for this little section over here? Let's see. Actually, a very small one over here. You know, when I say small, I'm talking about in terms of time. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, about less, about 5 minutes, right? This little section over here, about 5 minutes. You know, I prefer 10 minutes or something along those lines, unless the 5 minute chart is lining up with it. Okay, but so there was maybe a possibility there. As far as here, there's nothing clear. Okay, so we'll see what happens if this thing could pull back and give us that low that I'm looking for a long. Again, the argument against it is there's no level below us. So if I get the setup in the area here, if I get the setup in this area, I'm still open to it, but I'm going to expect less. That's the main thing to remember there, okay? If I had a level there with me, I would expect more. Okay? So we'll see what happens with that as it pulls back. Now remember, it may not hold that level. It may just completely fall apart, in which case I'll have nothing to do, like it may be doing now. Okay? So we'll see what happens with that. Now, also what I wanted to talk about here, you know, this 10 o'clock news that we have coming up, it's not a big deal, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's important to recognize your candlesticks when you are looking for patterns. It's part of this setup. Right? There's different elements to a setup. There's the price structure, and then there's the actual, you know, candle pattern that helps confirm if there are other participants doing what you're looking to do. You don't want to be the only one doing it. Okay? You want to know there's somebody behind you. So, this is where the candlestick patterns come in very handy. Now, for example, let's say, you know, we're pulling into this area that I'm interested in. This thing is beginning to agree with my idea, but we have no price pattern. We have no candlestick going along with this. Okay? So, there are a variety of patterns I can get. When you're dealing with a smaller time frame, like a 1 minute chart, you have to limit the type of patterns that you're going to give any weight to. You can't say, you know, any pattern carries weight. It's too much. There's too much randomness. So what I like to do with a 1 minute chart is only basically look at one pattern, and that would be the bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing, a large candle, right? A large candle, more than 5 pips. That to me, you know, when I'm talking about a bullish or bearish close, that's generally what I like to see. Assuming we have the setup in place. Because, you know, you can argue with me and say, well, what about this candle? That's a nice big candle in a 1 minute. Why wouldn't you go long there? Why? Because there's no setup. Candles themselves are random. The setup is really the main part. There are actually two main parts. Is the level and the setup. So we can have setups without a level. But if you have no level and no setup, everything else from there is pointless. Okay, I don't care what kind of candlestick patterns you get. They're random. So it's a very important point to remember. When we train our traders, you know, whether it's me doing the training with the short-term stuff or Andre doing the training with the bigger picture, the concepts are very similar. Okay? He focuses also on the level and a pattern. Okay? He doesn't get into the candlestick analysis as heavily as I do, but he's doing bigger picture stuff. He doesn't have to be on top of every candle. Okay? That information is helpful for me. The candlestick information.